Start creating the artificial sun, Gangsing asked. According to the original plan, the artificial sun will take hundreds of years to achieve, after the construction of the Earth's dome is nearly complete. Only then will construction begin. Now, due to the sudden appearance of the dome, it can be done in advance. Let's begin. Don't forget about the artificial moon. I nodded and said, waiting for the artificial sun to rise. The atmosphere is refilled. The Earth thaws from its frozen state. You can release algae into the ocean like that. And some unicellular organisms. The ecosystem is gradually recovering starting from the algae. In the blink of an eye, half a month has passed. At this moment, Earth is docked near the fourth planet, relying on the anti-gravity devices spread throughout the Earth's interior, countering the gravitational pull between the two planets, preventing the two planets from colliding. At the same time, from the surface of the Earth, composed of a conglomerate of variant nanobots, become countless long pipes. It seemed to stretch like a straw to this planet, extracting atmospheric components from the planet, supplementing the missing components of Earth's atmosphere. A large group of spacecraft from other civilizations docked near Earth, witnessing this incredible scene. Some races came to purchase energy blocks from the Soya people. Iran discovered the originally magnificent Dyson sphere. At this moment, it has vanished without a trace. After understanding the background, I joined the crowd watching Earth. For half a month now, various spacecraft come and go. The Earth is almost becoming a tourist attraction. The spectacular scene of the Earth devouring the atmosphere. It also left various civilizations in shock. During this time, I also discovered my own changes. No matter what knowledge, you can easily understand it after just one look. I don't know why this is happening either. After discussing with several intelligent computers, it was unanimously agreed that this should be the reason why I essentially have become a higher dimensional life form now. Looking back at humanity in those years, chaotic primal energy is also needed to gain a higher dimensional perspective to accelerate technological progress. After humanity truly becomes a higher dimensional existence, I'm afraid such a high dimensional perspective may no longer be necessary. Just like that, in a month I gained a wealth of knowledge, and the Earth has already obtained enough atmospheric components. Setting sail again soon. The Earth is wrapped in a layer of dome. Now it looks more like a battle star completely made of metal, under the gaze of countless civilizations' spaceships, beginning to enter navigational state of the area. In the blink of an eye, I left this star system. The stay in this galaxy is not long, but witnessed the demise of a civilization. Then the Earth continued along the path left by humanity, heading towards humanity's next destination 1,000 light-years away. Earth will navigate through its journey, gradually upgrade the regional engine. Finally, after 10 years, the speed of the Earth reached 10 times the speed of light. It is expected to take another 100 years to reach the next destination. I have undergone a revolutionary gene modification technology to achieve immortality. Even without going to sleep, there's no need to worry about running out of life. The artificial sun in the factory has also been completed, being dragged by a large number of self-disciplined mechanical aggregates, installed on the track to the temporary dome, even a distance of 100,000 meters away. The artificial sun appears to be the size of a disk. It is similar in size to the sun that people on Earth looked up at back then. Next, the artificial sun's nuclear fusion ignited. As long as the artificial sun ignites, under the bright sunlight, the Earth's temperature gradually returns to normal. The ecosystem will also recover over time. At this moment, the android girl is by my side. Master Wei Yang and the leader of Ziyao sect are standing behind me. A few people looked up at the sky with anticipation. As I pressed the button, a bright dot appeared above the artificial sun. Suddenly, the light point rapidly expanded. In an instant, the sun enveloped the earth. After passing through the long night, the earth after more than 1,000 years. Finally, the sunlight has returned again. On the frozen Pacific Ocean, as the temperature warms up, large ice floes have appeared. A large amount of algae was released into the sea by autonomous machines. A few days passed. The atmosphere on Earth gradually begins to recover. The air pressure is starting to stabilize. I finally don't have to rely on the Namie robot anymore to prevent the internal pressure from causing an explosion. Can freely breathe in the fresh air from outside. Under a few days of sunlight, the temperature on the ground is also rising. It reached over 10 degrees Celsius. The ancient ice and snow on both sides of the Great Wall have finally melted. Meanwhile, a large number of self-disciplined machines are busy everywhere, replanting various seeds for the earth. Various types of fish embryos and marine microorganisms also thrown into the thawed Pacific. Then open the ecological domes in various places. Inside are small, complete ecosystems. Although the vegetation on the earth has not fully recovered yet, but I still decided to open all the ecological domes. Various organisms in the small ecosystem are essential for Earth's revival. As time goes by, microbial communities will expand in the soil. Various animals will also reproduce and increase in number. The warm sunlight shines on me, although this sunlight is artificial, but I am also quite content. In the following 100 years, nothing significant happened. A lot of time was spent on Earth leisurely traveling with the girls. During this time, I also fell asleep a few times, but it hasn't been long. 100 years pass in the blink of an eye. The time has come to the year 1194 of the voyage. There are still 20 light years to the destination, at the current speed of Earth under normal circumstances. In another 2 years we will arrive, and I am lying on the beach in Hainan, eating the grilled lobster made by the bionic girl, admiring the swimsuits of several beautiful women. The sound of fireflies suddenly echoed. Master, unexpected events detected ahead. The road ahead is blocked. What's going on? I was stunned for a moment. A large area of spatial turbulence has been detected ahead, suspected to be within the last 1,000 years. Here, an unknown number of spatial bombs were detonated, completely disrupted the entire space. Several star systems ahead appear to have been destroyed. Nanian arrived over 10 light years away. The Firefly replied, "Looks like we have to take a detour." I sighed and said, "Because the regional engine relies on curved space to drag the target's actions. Once entering a place filled with spatial turbulence, it would be like a car trapped in the sand. The heavens don't respond when I call, and the earth offers no help. So encountering such a large area of spatial turbulence, there is no other way but to take a detour. Space turbulence within a range of several light years. How many space bombs would it take to create such a scale? Is there a war breaking out here? I suspect that. According to observations from the Space Telescope, you can see the wreckage of battleships in the turbulent space. The possibility of a war between advanced civilizations breaking out here is very high. Yin Huo confirmed my guess. Then the Earth began to take a detour. At that moment, the sound of the Firefly suddenly rang out again. "Master, the forward space radar has detected an aircraft, approaching at 6 times the speed of light." Then Yang Huo sent me the mapped image from the spatial radar. I only glanced. The drink nearly sprayed out of my mouth. This is flying ship, a massive boat-shaped object over a kilometer long, enveloped by a beam of sword light. The sword light is just like the flying ship on the immortal cloud star. I immediately noticed several warships chasing from behind, based on the technological level of the opposing warship. These warships should belong to an advanced civilization. Firefly said, "The boat is rapidly approaching at 6 times the speed of light. 5 suspected advanced civilization warships are in hot pursuit, not long after the discovery on Earth by both parties." Both the pursuer and the pursued simultaneously noticed the powerful presence of Earth passing by. The fleeing boat seemed to have made up its mind, turned around and headed straight towards the Earth. "Master, a spacecraft is rapidly approaching ahead, suspected to be a nanobot conglomerate." Hearing the report from Ying Huo, I wasn't too surprised. What happened? What happened? This is why Yang Zhenren, in swimwear sitting down on the lounge chair next to me, took a sip of the drink. Seeing my furrowed brow, he asked, "In the history of your Zion star 10,000 years ago, has anything significant ever happened?" I asked. 10,000 years ago, Zion star was still in ancient times. What history is there? It's just some legends. Why, Yang Zhenren said without hesitation, "Can you tell me about it?" I asked with interest. After all, many times history is hidden within legends. Then Master Wai Yang began to tell me the ancient legends of the Zion star. In legend, Pangu created the world and humanity. After leaving the inheritance of the immortal path, he ascended and departed. Those who followed Pangu all ascended to become immortals. It's just that too much time has passed. The authenticity of the legend is no longer verifiable. Upon hearing this, I can basically confirm this. This must be the doing of humanity. Translation error. When humanity left Zion star, they also took a group of people from Zion star as their kin. You can take a look at this first. I said, directly connect to the nanorobots through consciousness. The image mapped by the space radar was transmitted to Master Wai Yang. See the scene in the image. Wai Yang Zhenren instantly became unsettled. At this moment, Africa is only 1,000th of a light year away from Earth. That's about 10 billion kilometers. Considering the speed of both sides, it won't take half an hour for both sides to meet. But to prevent accidents during superluminal intersections, I decided to stop the Earth and wait for the other party to arrive. In about an hour, Africa will reach the Earth. Thus, the Earth's speed quickly decreased from faster than light status, soon came to a stop in the cosmic space. On one side is a battlefield maze filled with spatial turbulence. One side is the vast starry sky. Africa is rushing towards Earth along the edge of the spatial turbulence. The other party might have sensed the presence of similar Nimi robots on Earth. This is when they chose to escape to Earth. After all, in this universe, there are machines similar to the Nimi robots. Apart from humans and their creations, there shouldn't be any other existence. Finally, Africa, shrouded in the light of swords, has arrived on Earth. The sword light rushed toward the Earth. The 5 warships chasing behind also had to slow down, cautiously watching the Earth from afar, simultaneously sending communication requests to Earth. I ignored them for now. Africa has arrived in the sky above the Earth. The speed rapidly decreased from 6 times the speed of light. Just as it was about to collide with Earth, the temporary peak came to a halt. The next moment, Africa suddenly disappeared. The sword light shrank until it became a small flying ship the size of a palm. A girl in a flowing white ancient-style dress caught it in her hand. I saw everything from the holographic projection in front of me. Her expression unconsciously became serious. There is a discrepancy in the report with the camp supplies. Africa is not formed by the aggregation of NIMI robots, but rather a more convenient device similar to a drive engine. The device is at least a kilometer long. How did it disappear in the blink of an eye? It's unlikely to be the kind of compressed space used on Zion Yuan's star. Storage bag made with anti-gravity technology. Its storage space is only a few cubic meters. Cannot contain such a vast Africa. Freight. What technology is this? I asked. It is likely an application of some kind of spatial compression technology. The cargo was quickly analyzed. Purred the response from the camp goods. My gaze suddenly became fiery. At this moment on the temporary summit of Earth, a girl from beyond the heavens, adjusting the internal nanobots throughout the body, try to communicate with the poor top below, although the model seems a bit outdated. But it is indeed a NIMI robot. So controlling this planet is, they must also be a favored clan of the Pengu tribe. If that's the case, then one would be saved. The girl let out a small sigh of relief. I just never heard of it myself. In this star region, are there still descendants of the Pengu tribe driving a planet like this? Between the remaining clans, there is not even a bit of connection. This left the girl somewhat puzzled. I received a communication request from the girl. There was no immediate response. Put her inside the Earth's core, but chose to go out and meet in person, since the other party is using a NIMI robot. Then I won't worry about the other person being a threat to me. So I soared into the sky, flying towards the Earth's peak at an altitude of 100,000 meters. Bionic Burl and Yang Zhenren, the leader of the Western Temple, followed closely behind. Just as I arrived at the edge of Earth's abyss, the poor ceiling opened a gap. I flew out with a few people. The girl also saw me right away. Only now did I take a good look at the girl's appearance. Even compared to the three stunning beauties behind me, it is equally impressive. I tried to greet. The girl was momentarily taken aback. Then she revealed a smile that was repeated like this. Then he let go of all his defenses. Mu Ziyuan of the Renxian clan. I have seen the Pengu clan's celestial being. Pengu clan. I was taken aback by what I heard. Why Yang Zhenren and the leader of the Xia sect were both extremely surprised. It turns out that the ancient legend of Zion Yuan's star is indeed true. When we met the girl named Mu Ziyu, the 5 advanced civilization warships in the distance are still advancing. The other party still refuses to answer the call. What kind of civilization is this? As if it suddenly popped up. The commander was full of confusion at this moment. At that moment, an observer reported, "Commander, Your Excellency, they have already started talking. It seems like they are quite familiar with each other. Let's retreat." The commander ordered, "Retreat." But the order we received is to definitely stop them from seeking help, buying time for the United Fleet to shatter Pinglai. The observer said in confusion, "In front of me is a war star, about the same size as Pinglai. The combat power is probably the opposite. To shatter Pinglai, the joint fleet gathered warships from several advanced civilizations. It's still impossible to break through if this war star really intends to act. What can we use to stop it? Execute the command." The commander sighed and said, "Then 5 advanced civilization warships turned. Begin to accelerate and prepare for evacuation." Their actions naturally caught the attention of a few of us. Not good. They need to run. The immortal must keep them. We must not let them escape. The girl hurried over. Firefly, let the self-disciplined machines take them back. Try to catch it alive. If the other party disagrees, then destroy it. With my command. In an instant, tens of thousands of self-disciplined mechanical aggregates took to the sky. Carrying the drive engine, hundreds of temporary warships were assembled. Like shooting stars, it chased after the 5 warships that were fleeing. In a short period of time, the 5 fleeing warships accelerated to 6 times the speed of light. But the temporary warship is faster. The speed limit of the upgraded rear drive engine has reached 20 times the speed of light. In the blink of an eye, they caught up to them. This is the self-disciplined mechanical aggregate. This is my first time seeing it. The girl gazed dreamily towards the direction of space. Do you know about the self-disciplined mechanical aggregate? I am curious about, like thunder in the ears. Unfortunately, I was born a bit too late. At that time, Zyagi and Pinglai had already been commanded to break away from tradition, patrolling the galaxy, unable to catch up. I have never seen a true self-disciplined mechanical conglomerate since the day I was born. Most of what we know about the Pangu clan's demeanor comes from the available records. The girl said. The gaze directed at me was filled with admiration and excitement. I'm still a bit unaccustomed to it. The 5 fleeing battleships now clearly saw what was chasing them. Self-disciplining mechanical aggregates? Impossible. Isn't this the technology of humanity from legend? How could a mere clan possibly master technology of this level? Is humanity back again? Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. In an instant, all 5 warships fell into panic, because they recalled the history of that dark era from 10,000 years ago, the network once dominated by humans. Although they have not experienced it firsthand, but it is clearly recorded in the history of racial civilizations. That is their race as an advanced civilization, a period of dark humiliation lasting tens of thousands of years, although many places are unclear about it. It seems like they are deliberately hiding something, but it deeply engraved the brutality of humanity on everyone's heart. The advanced civilizations in the universe discuss the color of human ears. Hurry, run! You must escape. Bring everything that happened here back. Humans have returned. The commander stood up and shouted orders. But we have already been caught up. There's no escaping now, the navigator said tremulously. The command of the commander should not fall into human hands. Self-destruction might really be the better choice. So, when I invited the girl to enter the dome of Earth, the 5 warships that were just caught by the temporary battleship, not yet engaged with the disciplined mechanical conglomerate. Let's self-destruct together. I stared blankly at the message from Yinghuo. I was originally thinking of trying to capture a few live ones. It seems there's no hope now. Then we brought Mu Ziyu into the dome. Back on the beach. Miss Sayu, can you tell me why you are being chased by this group of people? I asked with a smile. Mu Ziyu was still immersed in the joy of meeting the Pangu clan, when Ian finally came to his senses. Suddenly he knelt down and spoke up. Pinglai is on the brink of disaster. I broke through the encirclement this time to seek help. Please save Pinglai. Setting sail for 1,000 years. Xianjian Pinglai detaches from the fleet to patrol the galaxy. At first, the Immortal Sword was just a ship about 100,000 meters in size. However, after tens of thousands of years of development, Pinglai continues to expand. Now it has reached the size of a planet. In addition to every immortal above the Sword of Immortality, everyone possesses the power to traverse the stars and to destroy the heavens and the earth. Any one of them is enough to suppress ordinary civilization. Even a highly advanced civilization, Under the intimidation of the countless immortals in Penglai, they could only bow their heads and submit, even after humanity has left. They also do not dare to openly violate human rules. Until these advanced civilizations could no longer tolerate it. Translation error: they used a large number of space bombs. Disrupt the space within a radius of 10 light years around Penglai, forming an unnavigable spatial turbulence. Penglai was trapped in the spatial turbulence, then launched a siege that lasted for 100 years. The battle is still ongoing. Introduced by Muziu. I finally figured out the whole story. At that time, in the rules of humanity, it is clearly stipulated that one must not discard misunderstandings at will. In the end, there are still advanced civilizations openly defying the rules. A remote star system was completely captured. There is another one in that galaxy, a newly emerging civilization just starting its journey into space. The behavior of advanced civilizations often leads to catastrophic destruction for lower civilizations, making the universe increasingly chaotic, even accelerating the destruction of the universe. Ultimately, disaster will still fall upon oneself. Unfortunately, intelligent life is always short-sighted. Even advanced civilizations are no exception. Short-term gains still make them more inclined to, discarding misunderstandings without addressing the disorder. After all, dealing with chaotic misunderstandings, it is also a tremendous drain for advanced civilizations. Just like in the 21st century, the little days flow out like nuclear wastewater into the sea. It's all a dangerously short-sighted behavior. But unfortunately, such behavior is often the norm for intelligent beings. When one galaxy is destroyed, another galaxy is developed. Anyway, galaxies in the universe are always infinite. As for the distant matter of the universe's destruction, why bother thinking about it now? But now there is a civilization, forcing rules upon them, due to the gap in strength. This group of advanced civilizations had to comply. But deep down I was unwilling. Later one day, that civilization has vanished. This group of advanced civilizations has become restless again. Now we just need to eliminate the remnants they left behind. Then they can continue to act recklessly without restraint. At this moment, Maxiu's body flowed with the robot. A holographic starry sky appeared before me. That is exactly where the Earth is located at this moment. One side is surrounded by chaotic mist. In the space on the other side, spanning hundreds of light years. But there was nothing. What exactly happened? I asked with a serious expression. This space originally had hundreds of galaxies converging here. Moreover, it was once the sphere of influence of a certain advanced civilization 1,000 years ago. It is a very prosperous area. Muziu continued to explain. It was later cleared out by the Pangu clan. That advanced civilization refuses to abide by human rules. Randomly discarding leads to filth, causing the destruction of many remote star systems. Therefore, the Pangu clan directly cleansed their most prosperous star systems as a form of prejudice. And after losing these vital areas, that advanced civilization has also vanished in the river of history. However, not all advanced civilizations in the universe are short-sighted. Regarding the rules set by the Pangu clan, there is also a considerable portion of advanced civilizations pursuing sustainable development. But even so, after the Pangu clan left, the United Fleet engaged in war with Penglai. They also cannot openly stand out in support of Penglai. At most, it's just a matter of not helping each other. Muziu spoke of all this with a calm expression. He never placed his hopes on the help of these advanced civilizations. After all, for them, one's own interests are the most important. His purpose for this journey is to seek help from other Pangu clans. So there are other clans in this star region? I was surprised. Muziu nodded. At that time I left the fleet together with Pinglai, the tree king of the elves, Avalon. Before being trapped in Pinglai, once encountered the tree king arc in this area. Both sides also held social events. If the direction is correct, they should be able to find them. So Pinglai sent a large number of people to search in the direction where the Tree King's ark had departed. I am just one of them. After listening to Muziu's explanation, I fell into deep thought. I definitely cannot stand by and watch the predicament in Pinglai. The current question is how to rescue each other. I don't think the Earth is like this now, to possess the power of humans from 10,000 years ago to conquer countless advanced civilizations. The technological level of the human fleet far exceeds that of present-day Earth. Let's not talk about anything else. Muziu's portable Nami robot. It is going to be more advanced than the third generation, nanobots on Earth. Not only does it have self-replication capabilities, the performance of the Nemi robots far exceeds that of Earth. Firefly analyzed the internal micro-robot on Muziu. Draw a conclusion. Only samples, no technical data. It is not feasible to upgrade the Nemi robots on Earth. There is also Muziu's portable compressed space, and various advanced technologies far surpassing those on Earth. So after discussing with Yinghuo, it was unanimously decided to reach the next stop for humanity first. Upgrade the technology on Earth before proceeding with the rescue. However, there is one downside to doing this. After all, war is such a thing. The battlefield changes in an instant. If I arrive late on my own, Pinglai may not last until the arrival of Earth, until after communicating with Muziu. I was just surprised to find out. The next stop for humans to reach. It turns out to be the turbulent zone of space-time, near the entrance of the only waterway. That was the United Fleet in the spatial turbulence, a channel reserved for oneself. In the beginning, Muziu and the other ancestors fought to break through. Translation error. Nature's memory of this waterway is still vivid. Is my target galaxy. Now is a logistics gathering point for the combined fleet. Directly raid the supply gathering point of the joint fleet, searching for technological documents left by humans. Then charged into the channel to rescue Pinglai. The war has lasted for over 100 years. Pinglai was exhausted from fending off the siege, but it won't be easy for the combined fleet to catch up. But I still need to seize the time, and so the Earth set off once again, as per the original plan, crossing the spatial turbulence, heading towards the target star system. At this moment, Earth is traveling towards its target galaxy as planned. The turbulent space zone spans over a range of several light years. To bypass this area, at the current speed of Earth, it will take about 3 to 5 years. This also means during this period, Muziu will also live on Earth now, although for Muziu, who was born on the Sword of Immortality, Zion Yuan star is already an extremely ancient history. However, Wai Yang Genren and the leader of Xiao sect can be considered half fellow townsmen. For the two of them, Muziu felt a greater sense of closeness. At the same time, Muziu realized that I was pursuing the human perspective, after the journey of driving a planet alone to search for one's own kin. Even more so, I am utterly in awe. A total fangirl, and the planet she is currently on is the homeworld of the Pangu tribe. This made Muziu instantly uneasy. Now looking at Earth, it was as if everything was shrouded in a layer of divine light. Master Wai Yang took her around to sightsee, visiting famous scenic spots. Years have passed quickly. The Earth speeds along its path. We are getting closer to the target galaxy, and during these past few years, the friendship among the girls is growing deeper day by day. But happy days always pass quickly. At this moment, a holographic projection displays an image of a galaxy before me. The destination is now just ahead. This is the supply gathering point of the United Fleet. It is also the only entrance to the spatial turbulence. I will enlarge the galaxy projection. You can see a large number of transport ships and warships of various styles, continuously flying in and out of this galaxy. Speed is of the essence in warfare. It's time to take action. Are you all ready? I looked at a few beautiful women and asked. Several people nodded at me simultaneously. Firefly, let's get started. At my command. The next moment, countless disciplined mechanical aggregates have long been on standby. We rush towards the target location, a self-disciplined mechanical collective numbering in the billions, surrounding the 100,000 temporary warships. Each temporary warship is at least 100,000 meters long. These temporary warships, although too large in size, so the speed can only reach 15 times the speed of light, but still far surpassing the warships and transport ships within the galaxy. The defense system within the galaxy has not yet reacted. The self-disciplined mechanical army surged into the star system, orbital rapid-fire cannon belonging to the galactic defense system. A full 1,000,000 doors are spread across the outer regions of the Noxia galaxy, composed of densely packed floating turrets. There were also various missiles and orbital railguns. Formed a united defense alliance. The largest planet, located farthest from the star, Hander's star, is the main base, guarding this supply distribution center of the Allied forces. But in reality, the Commander-in-Chief of Defense, Mr. Dare. Yet they did not feel that any force could threaten them. The so-called galaxy defense system is more of a 100-foot tyrant. After all, among the known advanced civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy, most have already united due to dissatisfaction with the Ranxian clan. The remaining advanced civilizations, even if they don't recognize them, but they wouldn't jump out to oppose the United Fleet at a time like this. And the rest can rescue the nearby humans. The closest are the elves on the Tree King Ark, Avalon. The Tree King's Ark is currently at least hundreds of light years away from here, even if I want to support. It's not something that can be accomplished overnight. As for the rest of humanity's dwelling, still following the commands of humans, stationed atop the galactic Great Wall surrounding the Silver Star, how could there possibly be danger in this situation? Clearly, it's not just the commander who has this thought. The entire defense force is top-down in its style of obstruction, without any sense of vigilance. At this moment, General Dowdauer was discussing life with his secretary. The soldiers boarded the transport ship, finding fun in the bustling areas of the Noxia galaxy. But the computer detected spatial fluctuations in the distant starry sky. That is an attack triggered only when a supermassive object is operating its drive engine. The internal alarm rang out. The various defensive maneuvers of the galactic defense system have all entered standby mode. Until this moment, the soldiers who had wandered off in a daze hurried back to their posts. Your Excellency, the Commander-in-Chief, the space radar has detected a massive object approaching at 10 times the speed of light. The object's mass is close to that of the Zyongian. General Dowdauer has just pulled up his pants. The voice of the observer echoed in his office. How is this possible? It can only be the Tree King Fang Zhang with this kind of quality. But the intelligence clearly shows they are still 500 light years away. I have no idea what is happening here. Duo was greatly shocked. Hurriedly ran out of the office straight to the command room. Behind him was the secretary hurriedly packing her clothes. "Send all the intelligence over. I need more detailed information." As soon as I entered the command room, Dowdare shouted loudly. The waiting officers, though flustered, but immediately adjusted their state, began to get busy according to orders. Soon information from all sides began to pour in. "The object appears to be a spear. It might be a battle star." Deotter was taken aback by the report. "It's not the group of elves from the Tree King's Ark. What could that be?" However, before he could react, "The new report has just come back. Your Excellency, the commander. That war star released the warships. Too fast. The speed of these warships is too fast. Surprisingly, it reached 15 times the speed of light." 15 times the speed of light. This is impossible. The fastest assault boat of the Joint Fleet. Only 10 times the speed of light. What kind of monster is this? Deottle's eyes were filled with disbelief. Their speed is too fast. Our weapon system, they were breached before they could react. The observer's voice was filled with fear. Continuous explosions lit up the starry sky. Countless floating turrets surrounding the galaxy. The Silverstone warship rushed by. "These warships are strengthening the outer defenses. Tear open a breakthrough." Without hesitation, heading towards the defense system. The main base continues to advance. In the blink of an eye I arrived at, above the Hander Star, anti-aircraft guns ready. The base's air defense artillery is ready. The opponent's warship is about to break through the atmosphere. Entered the forbidden zone defense perimeter. Guard. Where are the guards? Quickly put on the exoskeleton armor. They are going to parachute down. Protect the commander-in-chief well. The forbidden area orbital cannon has been destroyed. Repeat it again. The forbidden zone orbital cannon has been destroyed. My goodness. How did those battleships split apart, transformed into more small warships? What technology is this? In the command room, General Dowdare was as anxious as an ant on a hot pan. Hearing this, he was completely stunned. The battleship split into smaller warships. "Fast. Send the live footage over." A moment later, a holographic video was projected in front of Dowdare. Looking at the scene before him, Dowdare was completely stunned. At this moment, he only felt dry mouth and parched throat. An answer swirled in his mind, but he didn't even have the courage to say it out loud. The other officers reacted similarly. "Everyone, you look at me and I look at you. Person. Humanity. It is a self-disciplined mechanical entity of humanity. How is this possible?" A trembling voice of an officer broke the silence. "Your Excellency, the commander. What should we do?" In an instant all eyes turned to Dowdare. "You all hold steady first." I went to the headquarters to request reinforcements. Then he turned around and returned to the office. Mr. Dowdare appeared calm and composed. Everyone seemed to have taken a calming pill. Immediately returned to their respective posts, until a moment later a sudden cry echoed from an unknown source. The group of officers felt as if they had been struck by lightning. "It's bad. The commander is not in the office. He boarded the ship. Already run away." In the next moment, a group of officers in the command room. They rushed out one after another, afraid of falling behind. There are no more spaceships available for boarding. Hander Star near-Earth orbit operation completed. Battle within the atmosphere of Hander Star completed. Discover the defense command. Coordinates have been sent. Begin deploying humanoid combat machines. Preparing for the landing operation. Battle robot Kin Yong has been released. Target: clear the defense command headquarters. A large number of battle robots. descending from the sky towards the ground. Many just rushed into the spaceship, preparing for launch, or the spacecraft that has already launched. He collided directly with the descending Qin Yang. The ship's defense cannon immediately opened fire. Unfortunately, in front of the agile Qin Yang, even with an excellent fire control program, the defensive artillery still missed the target significantly, even if only a few hit Qin Yang. It was also blocked by Qin Yang's red stance defense. Immediately after, battle robot Qin Yang then headed towards these flying ships, directly blasted open the spaceship's hull and charged inside. Not long after, he burst out of the spaceship, accompanied by the spaceship behind. A loud explosion echoed. At the same time, the defense command on the ground was soon occupied as well. Qin Yang after the fierce assault. From the ruins of the command center, after much effort, a few advisors were found and interrogated. This is when I realized. Defense Commander Dadair already escaped at the first opportunity. On Earth, translation error. After all, the defense line has been breached. A runaway commander. Can it really be turned upside down? Moreover, the entire Nuo Psi star system has been sealed off. The outer galaxy is surrounded by autonomous mechanical collectives. Shoot down all warships intending to escape the galaxy. Even if he tries to escape, we can only escape toward the interior of the galaxy. Eventually, you can't escape it. Faster. The outer defense line has been cleared. Are we heading into the galaxy? Yingyuo asked. Let's get started. Remove all advanced civilization outposts within the galaxy. Lingshu commanded. So, the self-disciplined mechanical conglomerate just finished clearing Handair's star, after retrieving the battle robot Qin Yang, relaunching into the sky, heading towards the advanced civilization base within the galaxy. At this moment, as the galaxy defense system surrounding the entire star system was breached, the coalition within the entire galaxy became chaotic. And the most chaotic. It has to be the higher-ups of the Allied forces. Countless high-ranking officials from various advanced civilizations gather together, looking at the transmitted self-disciplined mechanical aggregate. Image of breaching the star system's defense system. Lost in thought, until a high-level member of a certain advanced civilization suddenly jumped up, directly put the cup in hand. It struck another high-ranking official of the neighboring civilization. I said it from the beginning. Do not join this alliance. You insisted on persuading me to agree to join. Now, all humans have been summoned back. How can you bear this responsibility? Blame me. Blame me. You were in agreement back then. In an instant, it felt as if a switch had been flipped. The entire conference room became chaotic. Countless races, leaders of diverse advanced civilizations, amidst the chaotic accusations and insults, banged the table, staring with wide eyes, passing the blame. Everything is available, as the higher-ups of various races were in a frenzy. Suddenly, a communication came through. Holographic projection appears suddenly, appearing in the middle of the venue. Just escaped from Handair Star. Commander of Total Defense. Help. Help me. The self-disciplined machines of humanity have caught up. Catch up. Total is in a difficult situation in the projection. Has completely lost his usual elegance. End of this chapter. Please click the next page to continue reading. Chapter 99. The coalition's high-ranking officials were filled with dread. Request for a monthly pass. Second, 3 pages. However, in the entire conference room, but few people went to see him. Everyone is immersed in mutual accusations and insults. Translation error. Slightly lessen the fear in your heart. Reinforcements. I need reinforcements. At least take me back. They are really going to catch up. Dowdare continues to wail. Until this moment, finally, there is someone tired of the noise. I replied to him with a sentence. The entire galaxy was surrounded. Where are the reinforcements? That layer of defense. Aren't there still quite a few warships? Just take me back, at least. Deoder quickly said. Suddenly, everyone looked at him with a look of disbelief. The warships in that defense perimeter are used for protection. Everyone thinks it's not enough. Sent someone to pick you up. Who should bear the loss? Brothers, brothers, for the sake of the coalition forces. Give me a hand, bro. Deadal is just a sniffle and a tear away. However, the group of executives in the conference room, I can't be bothered to deal with him at all. Some even completely shut down his communications. So this time, finally peaceful, everyone can continue to argue now. Unfortunately, no matter how loudly they argue here, reality will not be changed. A large number of self-disciplined mechanical aggregates, advancing towards the core of the galaxy. One by one, the advanced civilizations, removing the outposts on various planets, and a host of advanced civilizations, supplies hoarded on these planets. Nature has also been destroyed or captured, until the last planet. That is the third planet of the Nuo-Psi star system. The distance from the star is just right. There is a suitable temperature and atmosphere above. Gave birth to the only civilization in the Nuo-Psi star system. Although it's just an ordinary civilization, but also in the recent few thousand years, developed space technology, successfully left the cradle of civilization, the home planet. It's a pity, the home planet of this civilization, but became supplies for the alliance of higher civilizations. The headquarters of the distribution center. The Allied forces are also within the Norsea star system. The last stronghold, the so-called Inner Defense Circle, it revolves around a planet ship named Bano, a large number of Allied warships, relying on the floating turret with various defense measures, guarding the Bano star, various types of warships, because they come from different civilizations. So the styles are also varied. Each belongs to a different fleet, according to the pre-assigned defense zones, defending their respective territories. Everything seemed to be progressing smoothly on the surface. All defense zones are actively responding to the approaching threat. More and more self-disciplined machines are gathering. However, in reality, commanders of various fleets responsible for different defense zones. Yet each has their own thoughts. Everyone get ready. The front team and the rear team are preparing to evacuate. The commander has thus evacuated the defense zone. The entire defense line will collapse in an instant. Humans have returned. If we don't run, are we just waiting to die? But the entire galaxy is blocked off. Even if you try to run, you can't escape. So we need to run faster. While humanity was attacking that layer of defense, maybe we can find a chance to escape, even if I stay. Can it really stop humanity? It's better to take a gamble. However, before the fleet commander's orders could be executed, the fleet in the adjacent defense zone. But the front team took a step ahead of the back team, abandoned the defense line of the assigned area, just ran away. Oh no, got ahead of me. The commander was so furious that he was trembling with anger. This chapter is not finished. Please click the next page to continue reading. Chapter 99. The Allied Commanders in a State of Despair. Request for monthly pass. Third, 3 pages. And gave his aide a fierce glare. If you hadn't been asking so many questions just now. Now we've already run away. The adjutant quickly tucked his head down, tried to minimize your presence. He regrets it too. I really lost my mind just now. Now the commander will hold a grudge against me. If I could escape, let's hurry and deploy the troops. However, this is just the beginning. The fleet that escaped. It was as if it triggered a chain reaction. As a fleet escapes, it was just like an avalanche. Fleet after fleet, constantly turning around and running away. It feels just like a competition. Who runs faster in general? The commander who issued the order directly. So angry I could die. Sure, you all, one by one, during the meeting just now, still making solemn vows to coexist with the defense line. In the end, this just sold me out. Totally forgotten. He also plans to sell his teammates. Just a step too late. Stop dawdling. Front team, back team. Evacuate immediately. The commander shouted urgently. The aide no longer dared to speak out. If he dares to say one more word, the commander will probably just execute him on the spot. In summary, accompanied by the self-disciplined mechanical entity, gathering outside that layer of defense, prepare to launch the attack. Even the attack hasn't started yet. The iron defense line of the meticulously crafted defense circle of the United Fleet just collapsed by myself. I don't know about this wave either. The combined fleet has won. Still, the French team won. In summary, fleets of various civilizations and races. They rushed off in all directions, eager to escape. In an instant, it really caused a bit of trouble for the self-disciplined mechanical conglomerate, because it's hard to catch. But fortunately, more than quantity, self-disciplinary mechanical aggregate, I've never been afraid of anyone. So, a large number of self-disciplined mechanical aggregates, spreading in all directions, soon caught up with one battleship after another. At that moment, within the Noxa star system, it was as if a grand fireworks display had taken place. The shockwave and blaze caused by the explosions, spreading through the cosmic space, already driving the Earth, the spirit of arrival in the Noxa star system, just right through the holographic projection. I saw this fireworks display until everything settles down. All the fleeing fleets, not a single warship escaped, except for a few lucky ones who were captured, completely wiped out. And that was the supreme commander of the Galaxy Defense System. I'm useful to you. I can help you. The fortress at the entrance of the waterway has been taken. I want to meet humans. Let me see humanity. I want to make a contribution to humanity. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Request for a monthly pass. Requesting recommendation votes. Thank you for your support. Thank you. The chapter ends. Chapter 100, Let Me Go. I have made contributions to humanity. A large number of self-disciplined mechanical aggregates, patrolling within the galaxy, searching for the ones that got away, at the same time also searching for places where humans may leave traces, based on previous findings and experiences. They were the first to find it. Signal of the self-disciplined mechanical conglomerate left by humanity. Then they further discovered the ruins. So this time, self-disciplining mechanical aggregates on patrol, also searching for signals. Under the extensive search efforts, the signal was quickly detected, not in the Norsea star system, on the civilized planet of Banuo, but on the outer edge of the galaxy, the largest planet. It was previously as the main base of the galactic defense system, on the planet Hander. But thinking about it, it's quite normal, because this planet is large enough. It is many times the size of Earth, and far enough from the star, away from the center of civilization, not easily disturbed. So, a large number of self-disciplined mechanical aggregates, gathering again towards Hander's star, assemble into various extreme equipment, digging deep into the underground, just like last time. This time's ruins. It is also buried deep underground, location near the Earth's core, and in the camp goods, according to Lin Zhu's orders. Authority to take over the ruins, and then began to search the database. Lin Zhu pondered deeply, still summoned that one, calling for me to make contributions for humanity. General Commander Deadel, if he really has it. The unprotected map of the harbor entrance fortress. That really helped a lot. Although a strong attack isn't necessarily a bad thing, but there can be more intelligence. But it can save time for a strong attack. To know, time is life. How is the Sword of Immortality doing now? No one knows. Lin Zhu didn't want to go through all the hardships to arrive. In the end, the Sword of Immortality could not hold on, has already been captured. It's just the location of the summons. Lin Zhu did not establish himself on Earth, but on the King Feng's ship before summoning Da-Da-Er. Lin Zhu first met on Bano Planet, representative of indigenous civilization. These representatives from the Bano civilization, they came to thank humanity for saving them. He also presented some gifts to Lin Zhu. Banuo civilization. It is a civilization that has just recently emerged from its planet. Even the planets a bit farther away within the galaxy still haven't logged in. It's considered a new interstellar civilization, still full of curiosity about this universe. As soon as I opened my eyes, I saw the universe, chosen by numerous advanced civilizations, as a distribution center for supplies. It can be considered their misfortune. According to the insider information that Ying Huo has obtained, 10,000 years ago, when humanity first arrived in this star system, the Bano civilization was still in an ancient society. So at that time, humanity did not care about them, but instead set up a laboratory on their own, collect some data. Then they left. Only in the ancient society of the Bano civilization, a star remains in the sky for several days. Records of unpredictable schemes. In short, leader of the Bano civilization delegation, endlessly grateful for Lin Zhu's rescue. Take their planet, rescued from the occupation of the advanced civilization, and decided the Bano civilization will mark this day, established as the most significant festival of the entire civilization, named Independence Day. Every year on this day, the city celebrates Independence Day together. Regarding the name Independence Day, Lin Zhu felt a bit subtle, but still expresses, as long as you are happy. Thus, both sides are very happy. The representatives even wanted to invite Lin Zhu, heading to Bano Planet, participate in the first Independence Day celebration. Lin Zhu was somewhat interested, just thinking that time is tight. I'm afraid there isn't time for him to wander around. Thus, she politely declined the warm invitation from Bano civilization. The leader of the Bano civilization expressed regret, and before leaving, made a small request. I want to take a photo with Lin Zhu. Lin Zhu naturally agreed happily. Just like that. A photo of two people standing together. It will be done soon. Representatives of the Bano civilization, this is when I took my leave. Then, as soon as I stepped onto my own property, still using a centrifuge to simulate gravity in the spacecraft, setting sail on the King Feng, the representative in charge of taking pictures. Excitedly, they rushed to the team leader's side. Captain, the photos have already been taken. Did you capture it from all angles? The team leader was also a bit excited. It's done. It is a holographic photo. Good. After going back, let's take action immediately. The team leader excitedly pumped his fist and said, "Meanwhile, Lin Zhu on the King Feng." This summoned General Da. Lin Zhu sat in a small reception room. The room is arranged according to the stylish decor of the 21st century on Earth. As soon as the door opened, Lin Zhu then saw that person, although they also walk upright on 2 hands and 2 feet, but clearly different from the human species dadder, but the calm aura of a higher authority around him. It's still very obvious. Total also noticed Lin Zhu right away. In an instant, the so-called aura and refinement of superiority completely vanished. A quick little run with 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, straight towards Lin Zhu. Miss Qiu standing behind Lin Zhu. They all quietly braced themselves. Then they saw the esteemed supreme commander of the high civilization, Mr. Dowdle. A little runner named Huagui just fell directly at Lin Zhu's feet. Tears in my eyes come and go unexpectedly, like an acting emperor, broke down in tears. Opening one's mouth is further proof of verbal support. Oh, great humanity, you finally returned. I miss you all so much. Stop, stop, stop. You seem really down. I'm not dead yet. Lin Zhu quickly spoke up to stop this sudden attack by Mr. Da. Lin Zhu was completely bewildered. Various situations that could occur during the meetings I had planned. You didn't even use any of them. You knelt down too quickly and completely. As for speaking Chinese, Lin Zhu was not surprised. The immortal on the sword. There is also the divine thorn spirit on the tree King Ark. They all speak Mandarin, adding to the reputation of humanity in the galaxy, although humanity has long since disappeared. But throughout the galaxy, there are legends of humanity everywhere. So some people can speak Mandarin. Isn't it taken for granted? Then immediately thereafter, Lin Zhu heard Mr. Da.'s series of flattery. But if the heavens did not create humanity, eternity is like a long night. What? Humans do not emerge. What is the fate of the living? What? Galaxy commoners, eagerly looking forward. Dadair is clearly somewhat familiar with human culture. Also, they can speak Mandarin. So these ancient texts are marking. Surprisingly, there was no sense of discomfort at all. If you ignore his alien-like face, Lin Zhu thought he was facing a human from Earth. It's just this flattery. It really is a bit over the top. Lin Zhu felt overwhelmed just listening. That's right. Lin Zhu helplessly reminded. Total carefully emerged from a corner. A chip was taken out. That was right after he had just escaped from Hanner's star. Before being captured, I secretly drew it based on my memory. Fortification map of the channel entrance. It's all for the chance of being captured, rather than being taken out in one shot, and save one's own life. Now it's finally in use. The robot beside stepped forward to take the chip. Then the data was read directly, uploaded to the camp supplies. At this moment, Dowdair's face, there was a slight look of unease. After all, the items have already been handed over. Strictly speaking, he is no longer of any use now. Does this count as a meritorious deed? Da cautiously asked a question. Forget it. Don't worry. I will remember your contributions. Lin Zhu is not the type of person to burn bridges after crossing them, although I find his character quite despicable. But after all, we obtained the intelligence. That's good. That's good. Dowdair continuously nodded and bowed towards Lin Zhu. He looked completely relieved. There was even a hint of unusual pride in his expression. In summary, it can be concluded that if any robots try to capture him again, he can proudly shout out loud, "Let me go. I have made contributions to humanity. Farewell to Da-Da-er." The cargo side also has a database of human ruins. It's almost organized. A considerable amount of technical documents has been compiled. Most of it needs to be based on the current level of technology. Upgrading. It's the kind of civilization that has no use even if obtained. But Lin Zhu got it. Information on upgrading technology. An improvement of the third generation of nanorobots, combined with ordinary third generation nanorobots. Advantages of the mutant nanobots. The optimized third generation nanorobots are complete, retained all functions of the nanobots, and it can self-replicate, even after coming together. The strength has also been enhanced in the nanobots. It is the nanobots used by Mu Ziu. Now Lin Zhu has also obtained the technical data. Soon, we will be able to fully utilize all existing third-generation nanobots. Upgrade in progress. This is even very simple, because of this optimized version of the third-generation nanobots. It can self-replicate. They can also optimize each other. No need to return to the factory to restart work. So we just need to produce a portion at the factory first. Brand new third-generation nanobots. Then we can use this part of the nanobots. Optimize the remaining nanobots, regardless of being spread throughout the Earth's atmosphere. Ordinary third-generation nanobots still forming the temporary summit of the Earth. Third-generation mutant nanobots, when everything is completed, nanobots converging at the Earth's core. Not only does the intensity remain unchanged, it can even be used as a regular nanobot. Of course, this upgrade process. Time is also needed, but Lin Zhu no longer intends to stay in the Noxia star system. Gradually leveled up. The situation is urgent. Upgrading can be done gradually on the road. But the advanced joint fleet is under siege. Will not wait for him. So, it was confirmed that we obtained the technical materials. Upgrades of various technologies. You can start afterwards. The Earth Federation recalled all external autonomous mechanical aggregates. Departed from the Noser system, preparing to head to the entrance of the only space turbulence channel. Attacked the Allied fleet, the fortress established there, as Lin Zhu announced the departure. Before Earth is about to start, Miss Q had a somewhat strange expression, told Lin Zhu something. "Master, Bano Civilization Independence Day celebration. Do you want to take a look?" Lin Zhu felt a bit confused. But still, the holographic projection was activated, and then saw, amidst the grand parade taking place on Banos star, holding various sizes, a profile picture that varies in style. That's right. It's Lin Zhu's profile picture. A parade group consisting of hundreds of thousands of people. The largest photo is at the front. Then everyone held up a slightly smaller photo. Not only that, Lin Zhu also saw more than one place. The sculpture unveiling ceremony is currently taking place. Statues of oneself, standing tall on each square, whether dignified, handsome, or approachable. Countless people are cheering around their own sculptures, thinking of the leader representing the Bano civilization before, the scene of wanting to take a photo before leaving. Lin Zhu finally understood. These guys, this is the intention of the drunken men, not in the wine. No wonder everyone was so excited back then. Lin Zhu also didn't think too much at that time. But who would have thought? They want to do it this way. Forget it. It's already like this. What else can be done? We can't let people push the statue down again. Lin Zhu does not have such a habit, although it was a bit awkward. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. Can we teach someone a lesson because of this? Let's go, let's go. Hurry up and go. What the eyes don't see becomes a mirror. Lin Zhu helplessly guarded the path. Just like that, Earth accelerates, departed from the nose or star system, head towards the stronghold of the United Fleet. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Request a monthly pass. Request for recommendation. Thank you for your support. You're welcome. Chapter complete. Chapter 101, Earth vs. Planet Fortress. Though left by advanced civilizations in the turbulent regions of space, compared to the spatial turbulence within a range of several light years, it can only be considered a slightly narrow alley. This alley is not like the alleys on the planet. Just can't pass through on the left or right, but rather up, down, left, and right. All routes are blocked. There is only one passage ahead. It's just like sitting on top of an apple. It opened up like a small hole, and the advanced civilization is right at the entrance of this small hole. A fortress was built to guard against any potential advanced actions in the rescue space turbulence. It is also a precaution against advancement. But if it flows along the waterway, there can still be a final advanced blockade line. So, the massive fortress completely blocked the relatively narrow passage. Yet Lin Zhu did not believe until he saw the fortress with his own eyes. Only then did I realize how massive this fortress truly is, because it is a planetary fortress. A planet similar in size to Earth was transformed into a fortress, then dragged here to completely block the exit of the waterway. The surface of the planetary fortress has long been transformed into a complete metallic form. A multitude of various warships are docked above, ready for action. With a single command, they can take off and engage in combat at any time. Various factories inside the planet are always on standby. The weaponry and equipment can be produced internally within the fortress. Just like on Earth, in the near-Earth orbit surrounding the planetary fortress. The towers are densely packed everywhere. Each one has a mountain's size. The thick cannon barrel pointed straight at the sky. And below these towers, it is a thick pipe connected to the surface of the planetary fortress. The antimatter reactor supplies ample energy to the turret. Even above the planetary fortress, there are antimatter extraction factories. Antimatter smoke bombs can be produced on site. This weapon is considered a nuclear-level weapon even in advanced civilizations. Of course, the fact that antimatter smoke bombs can be produced on site at the planetary fortress, it is actually top secret. Only a few high-ranking officials are privy to this. And it just so happens that Total is one of those few high-level executives. So we obtained the battle plan drawn by Dare. Naturally, it became clear. More importantly, the location of this antimatter extraction facility is also marked on the defense map. Translation error. For this, Ling Zhu can only say, "Thank you, Mr. Da-Da-er, for your selfless dedication. Otherwise, once both sides go to war, even if we can win under a strong attack, the losses may exceed expectations. Think about when humanity experimented with antimatter, the Earth-like planet that was blown up. Even if there are perfect defense mechanisms on Earth, the antimatter smoke bomb hasn't reached Earth yet. It was intercepted by a massive self-disciplined mechanical conglomerate. However, self-disciplined machinery will inevitably be consumed in large quantities. At least clearing a large area in an instant is no problem. So unless necessary, Ling Zhu also didn't want to face such things. This is regardless of the battle at hand. The rescue efforts will continue. It is all an unfavorable situation. But now, I know where you are. I can still let you hit me. That was definitely before the war began. I'll destroy you at the first opportunity. Otherwise, according to Ling Zu's prediction, advanced civilization on the planet Fortress, as soon as the self-discipline machine appeared, 80% will guess that this time the opponent is human. Then they will immediately use antimatter smoke grenades. This was evident during the previous attack on the new Osaya star system. The coalition's reaction upon seeing the disciplined mechanical conglomerate. You can see a glimpse of it. For example, the total that was captured by itself. At that time, he did not have any antimatter smoke grenades. If he has it, Ling Su believed he would definitely throw one out at the first opportunity. As fear brings despair at the same time, it will make people want to grasp every last straw of hope. And the antimatter smoke bomb, that was the lifeline. The more advanced civilizations fear humanity, the more likely it is to be used at the first moment. The weapon that can provide them with the greatest sense of security. Master, Earth has entered the flight path. The distance to the planetary fortress is rapidly closing. The duty center issued a reminder. The Earth has now entered the only channel of spatial turbulence. The distance to the planetary fortress ahead is rapidly closing. The planetary fortress is indeed blocking the entrance to the shipping lane. But this long route spans 10 light years. The light is in the porch before the entrance. I'm afraid it's going to be over 1 billion kilometers. And this is only a fraction of a light year. Once entering the waterway, both sides are under chaotic turbulence. Even the Earth has to slow down temporarily, adjusting the state. Otherwise, they accidentally rushed into the spatial turbulence. Don't say the rescue is already in sight. I will be tracked myself. Thus, the speed of Earth rapidly increased to 10 times the speed of light, reduced to only half the speed of light. The sudden decrease in speed, with such a big goal added, heading straight for the planetary fortress. It's impossible to not be discovered. Next comes the moment when the brave triumph in a narrow encounter. First target, antimatter smoke extinguisher storage point. Second target, antimatter smoke annihilation bomb production base. Borrowing to dismantle the enemy's defenses. Completely destroy the planetary fortress. Departure. Lin Zhu gave the order. A large number of self-disciplined mechanical aggregates. From the Earth soaring into the sky, around the regional engine, gathered into temporary warships, at 20 times the speed of light, rushing towards the planetary fortress. Although it is said that the turbulent flow on both sides, additionally, the narrowness of the waterway, the Earth is hesitant to move forward at full speed for now. But compared to a planet, a disciplined mechanical aggregate with a sufficiently small target. But it's okay. But this time, compared to before, it's just a logistics hub. Defense system of the Nocia galaxy, the defense system of the planetary fortress. It's not that easy to breach. At least it can't be like before. Self-disciplinary mechanical aggregate, without any loss at all, easily broke through the defense line, borrowed and destroyed the entire supply hub. This time, as the Earth was discovered, the massive turrets surrounding the planetary fortress. One by one, they changed direction, aimed the cannon. A fleet of temporary warships flew in from all directions. Random ion orbital cannon. Launch a plasma beam. Launched at speeds close to the speed of light. The speed of these plasma beams, far slower than the temporary warship. It should be easy to avoid. But on such a battlefield, originally pursued, it's not a precise strike, but it's a blow to the face. Endless plasma beams, like a wall, coming in overwhelming waves. Even if I want to hide, where else can I hide? In that instant, Countless makeshift warships were hit. But the first wave of attack, however, no temporary warships were provided, caused too much harm due to the temporary battleship's red field defense. The ion beam was blocked. But this is only the first wave of the attack. Next comes the second wave, the third wave, fourth wave. Endlessly they come. Even if it's a temporary warship, can withstand one wave after another. In the end, it is impossible to block everything. So, finally, there is a self-disciplined mechanical conglomerate. Damage has occurred. The explosion in mid-air, but it's okay. Self-disciplined mechanical aggregate after the explosion, the intact parts. Quickly disassemble it. Discard the damaged parts. Then combine with the remaining self-disciplined machines nearby. So, soon another autonomous mechanical conglomerate appeared. Then they are reassembled into a temporary battleship. Continue to charge towards the defense line. Of course, as the temporary warship charged towards the defense line, I haven't forgotten to fight back a multitude of various attacks, fallen on the defense line, and destroy each cannon one by one. The battle between both sides quickly entered a heated phase. Temporary warships are constantly being destroyed. The fortifications are continually being breached. At the same time, the battleships on the fortress planet also began to take off, engaged in battle with the temporary warship that crossed the fort. At the same time, there are countless warships scattered throughout the cosmic space around the planetary fortress, also starting to provide support to the planetary fortress. Some even attempted to launch an attack on Earth, I have to say, on the true battlefield after the flight. The combat strength of advanced civilizations is quite impressive. It's completely different from the previous lackluster defense of the Gnosia star system. But in the battle between both sides, the scales of victory are quickly tilting towards the side of Earth. Often a temporary warship, in battle able to engage with over a dozen ships. Even dozens of warships of the same size exchanged fire back and forth. In the end, both perished together. You should know. Humanity's autonomous mechanical conglomerate that forms temporary warships. In war, positioning is merely a consumable. Consumables like drones. Even for such consumables, it also requires a higher civilization to use it a dozen times more, to exchange for warships that are dozens of times more powerful. Autonomous machines can operate the factory, replenish what has been consumed, but the advanced civilization's warships cannot be replenished that quickly. Not only are the battleships themselves replenished more slowly, the replenishment of personnel for operating the warship is slower. Even while the war was ongoing, the factories on Earth are still in operation, rapidly producing to replenish the losses of the self-disciplined mechanical aggregate. To gain an advantage on Earth, countless turrets surrounding the planetary fortress Forbidden Zone have been destroyed. As temporary warships increasingly intrude into the surface range of the planetary fortress, hidden among the countless temporary warships, a temporary warship carrying antimatter smoke bombs, crossing the blockade of the Forbidden Zone, charged towards the surface of the planetary fortress. According to Mr. Goodman Dow, the defensive map displayed selfless dedication. The location of the antimatter smoke annihilation device stored by the advanced civilization. The temporary warship dropped an antimatter smoke bomb. At the same time, a temporary warship not far away, also another antimatter smoke bomb, kicked towards the antimatter factory and fell down. On Earth, the distance to the planetary fortress is getting closer. The full system projectioned in front of Lin Zhu. The entire scene was live streamed. Lin Zhu slightly narrowed his eyes. We are all set to watch the fireworks. Beside her, Lu Yao was holding a bucket of popcorn, still holding a cola. Even gave it to Miss Kiu and Mu Ziu. Someone else handed over a copy. A crowd of onlookers. Then, the space fortress has been detonated, just like before, because humans are experimenting with antimatter, the Earth-like planet that was detonated. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Request for a monthly pass. Requesting recommendation tickets. Thank you for your support. Thank you. End of this chapter. Chapter 102. Planet Cannon or Hardship Cannon. Chapter 102. Planet Cannon or Hardship Cannon. First, 3 pages. Inside the storage facility for antimatter smoke bombs. A large number of workers. Still the same as before. Working in a methodical manner, even outside the planetary fortress. It has already turned into a unified nation. Here, the days continue to be peaceful and serene. The alert level has only been raised, because during this period, some moths rush in like they are flying into the fire. I want to rescue the ordinary civilization of the foreseen. Actually, it's not that few. But in the end, these civilizations' fleets, translation error, there's no need for antimatter smoke bombs at all. For ordinary civilizations in the galaxy, the humans and the human kin in their eyes, it is not at all what a higher civilization would see, an image like that of a demon. Instead, it has disturbed the order of the galaxy, enabling advanced civilizations. No longer can we act recklessly. The great existence that can take and demand from ordinary civilization, although once it involves the chaos primordial energy, even if there are rules set by humans. Advanced civilizations never abide by the rules. After all, humanity has already vanished. But if it involves other matters, even if humanity is no longer present, but under the deterrence of the human clan, advanced civilizations also don't mind discussing the rules with ordinary civilizations. And this is for those who once could only survive in the shadow of advanced civilizations, in the face of an uncertain future for ordinary civilization. This is already a very good result. But now, everything will be broken, just like the human immortal clan, sworn to follow humanity to the death. There are also a considerable number of ordinary races. The ordinary races blessed by the sword of immortality for 10,000 years. I am a follower of Xianjian. Now the immortal sword is trapped. No matter whether we wish to return to the dark age when advanced civilizations took whatever they wanted, still loyal to the sword of immortality, continuously from ordinary civilization, attempting to assault the planetary fortress, rescue the sword of immortality. It's just all of this. Before the iron wall of advanced civilization, meaningless. Inside the antimatter smoke bomb storage facility, staff members, drinking the trendy beverage of this civilization, gathered together, watching the fireworks from the occasional explosions of warships in the sky. Each holds down. This time, the ordinary civilization is attacking the planetary fortress. How long can you hold on? Then, gradually, they sensed something was off. Hello. How do I feel? It seems to stand in the wind. It's not from our side. That's right. Look at you all. Another turret has been destroyed. This, how it exploded. Most of them are our warships. This is impossible. Normally speaking, those ordinary civilization warships. I want to blow up one of our warships. It's all very difficult. How is this? How is this? The workers huddled together, pressing down. Panic began to set in. Before they started to sense that something was wrong, their commander, who has more sources of intelligence, already like ants on a hot pan, kept spinning around in the office. Humanity. It is humanity. There won't be any mistakes. That self-disciplined mechanical conglomerate. Until suddenly an alarm rang out, resounding through the storage base. At the same time, a figure passed through the entire projection, suddenly appeared in the base hall, in front of everyone. That is the supreme commander of the entire planetary fortress, General Lachar. Just now, General Lachar appeared before everyone. It's completely different from usual. That confident demeanor of having everything under control. The panic hidden in his eyes could not be concealed. You can't fool anyone. I command. Antimatter smoke bomb on standby. Ready for launch at any time. A quick dash. The commander burst out of the office. A salute at attention. Yes. General Lachar. Lachar nodded. The communication has been shut down. Suddenly, the entire base fell into chaos. Everyone, even though we followed the established procedure rehearsed countless times, began placing the antimatter smoke bomb onto the launch pad. But everyone is secretly murmuring, "This chapter is not finished." Please click the next page to continue reading. Chapter 102, Planet Cannon or Hardship Cannon. Second, 3 pages. What exactly happened? Until finally there was a temporary battleship, broke through the sky curtain, landed very close to the ground. The cannon on the ground is raised. Open fire on the temporary warship. Then the temporary battleship split apart, become countless smaller ones, smaller vessels that are easier to evade. The staff who witnessed this scene with their own eyes. Suddenly it all became clear. Humanity. Humans have returned. Shall we continue? We can't defeat humans. Someone's voice already carried a sob. Is it still possible to run now? Hurry up and get ready. The antimatter smoke annihilation path is about to launch. Where is it being launched to? Forbidden orbit. Isn't that blowing oneself up too? I can't worry about that anymore. Just, in the end, the antimatter smoke grenade was never launched. The human antimatter smoke bomb has arrived first. In an instant, like the expansion of a shattered black hole, everything was suddenly engulfed by the darkness that erupted. The staff who were just busy bustling about. Translation error. I witnessed the explosion of the antimatter smoke bomb. Then everything returns to silence. With a loud bang, the entire planetary fortress was instantly blown open with a massive gap. It's as if a heavy bite has been taken out of an apple. There was a big gap. You can even see the flowing rivers and magma in the depths of the earth, the remaining relatively intact parts of the planetary fortress, also affected by this. Everything became chaotic. You can't say. Just a moment. The planetary fortress has temporarily lost most of its combat power. Lu Yao eating popcorn, even feeling a bit sentimental. I thought the entire planet would explode. If it's deep in the depths, detonate the antimatter smoke bomb. It will indeed be so, but detonate on the planet's surface. Yet it is still not enough to shatter the entire fortress. Mu Ziyu explained with a complex expression. Previously, he was with a group of immortals. To break through the blockade here, sailing off the course to seek help. Many immortals have fallen here. He is one of the few who successfully escaped. Returning to the old place now, nature evokes many emotions. At this moment, most of the fortress planet appears to be intact. But the massive tremors spread across the globe. But it also made the intact parts unable to function normally. We can only begin preparing for evacuation, then regrouping power in space. As time passes by, lost such a massive planet will start to collapse towards the center. By then, The planetary fortress can still barely maintain a small spherical shape, but everything that was built on the planetary fortress. It is destined to be lost. But the spirit beasts driving the earth from afar came to watch. But I don't want to wait slowly. He also doesn't have time to wait. He is ready to take matters into his own hands. Deliver the final blow to the planetary fortress. General Lachar, let's hurry up. If we don't leave now, it will be too late. The meeting room has been chaotic all day. Numerous high-ranking officials from various advanced civilizations, under the protection of their respective guards. They ran towards their respective ships. Then the ship took off into the sky at full speed, escaping this planet fortress that has already opened a huge breach. I can't stay here anymore. The intense shaking on the planet. It feels like experiencing an 8 or 9 magnitude earthquake every moment. If it weren't for the sturdy buildings constructed by advanced civilizations, they must have been crushed to death inside long ago. However, General Lachar, the highest commander, but refused to evacuate. I am the highest commander of the fortress. I will live and die with the fortress. You all go. At this moment, there was no longer any panic in Lachar's eyes. Only calmness remains. This chapter is not finished. Please click the next page to continue reading. Chapter 102, Planet Cannon or Hardship Cannon. Third, 3 pages. He even waved his hand to his subordinates, urged them to leave. He is mentally prepared to die here. Nature isn't something to be afraid of anymore. It's a pity. His subordinates, however, clearly thought otherwise. Everyone looked at each other. Finally, they nodded to each other. They rushed forward and lifted Lachar up. They crowded around him and fled towards the ship. "What are you doing?" "Let me go." "General, our enemy this time is humanity. Losing is not your fault. You shouldn't die here." "That's right. Against humanity. Losing was expected. No one will blame you. We still have a chance. The coalition still needs you." That's it. Lachar was surrounded by his subordinates, left the planetary fortress. Meanwhile, the third generation of nanobots connected to the Link-Su consciousness spread across the entire Earth. The action has begun. On this journey, the nanobots on Earth have been upgraded. Whether it's the original nanobots scattered in the air, they are the mutated nanobots that form the dome of the Earth. All have been upgraded to the optimized version of the third generation nanobots. Now, optimized third generation nanobots are spread across the Earth, under the control of Link-Su. It started to move. Nanobots densely fill the air everywhere, ascended to the sky. Nanorobots piled up to form hills on the ground. It transformed into power, ascended into the sky, suddenly penetrated the dome of the Earth, arrived beyond Earth, at the same time, above the Earth's dome. It also gathered a large number of nanobots, causing the dome of the Earth to temporarily thin out a bit, and these converged nanobots, just like this in space. In front of the Earth, a giant was created. The cannon at the muzzle is as large as a moon-sized planet. At the moment when the planetary fortress shattered, drifting away, a fragment as large as half a small moon, wrapped within it the next moment, under the control of Link-Su's consciousness. Massive nanorobots inside the converged planet cannon. A boundless arc of light flickered. Using the principle of the electromagnetic cannon, this planetary cannon, simple and straightforward, rushed away. This speed is on a cosmic scale. Actually, it's not fast. It could even be said to be very slow. If the space fortress is intact, the shell fired from this shot, it will be directly placed in low Earth orbit. endless destruction of weapons. It's impossible to get close to the planet. But it's different now. The entire planetary fortress defense force. A brief large-scale paralysis. Let it go. Slowly, the shell successfully hit the target. Then is completely overwhelmed by this immense weight. The planetary fortress thoroughly penetrated the Earth's core. Finally, it burst apart in pieces, transformed into countless shattered fragments. It's scattered everywhere. Star Fortress, completely destroyed. The defense line at the entrance of the waterway. It started moving. So, the Earth didn't even stop. The newly formed nanobots of the planetary cannon. A barrier was reopened outside of Earth. The Earth directly collided with countless shattered fragments. Rushed straight into the shipping lane. Temporary warship composed of autonomous mechanical conglomerates. One after another, they returned to Earth. The Earth had such a devastated defense line. Left behind, rushed directly into the shipping lane. Then the Earth adapted to the conditions of the waterway. Accelerate back to 10 times the speed of light, charging forward recklessly, continuously shattering the advanced civilization warships transporting supplies encountered on the road, heading towards the lock of the immortal sword. A smooth road lies ahead. No more obstacles. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Requesting a monthly pass. Requesting a recommendation ticket. Thank you for your support. The chapter is complete. Chapter 103. A dog that can be human. It is the greatest honor. Chapter 103. A dog that can be human. It is the greatest honor. First, 3 pages. Floating African debris in space, slicing through the swiftly passing Earth. Those in Africa. It was when I left Cyandien together with Mu Ziu, along the only waterway, breaking through the blockade of the United Civilizations fleet, left behind by the immortals seeking help. But these pleading immortals, most of it was lost in this shipping lane. Mu Ziu can successfully break through like this. It's just a small number. At this moment, when the sight of Chongling, Mu Ziu looked at the shattered Africa, can't help but feel a deep sigh. The Earth travels at 10 times the speed of light. Jiayuan's sword of immortality, unable to stay. However, a temporary warship formed by self-disciplined mechanical aggregates soon appeared, flew over from the Earth, gather the Africa along the journey, chasing Earth at 20 times the speed of light, bring these African wrecks back to Earth, defeated by Mu Ziu herself, and looking at the shattered Africa along the way. Unless it is completely shattered, I can no longer see its original form. Otherwise, almost all of Africa. All are heading in the same direction. Lin Zhu was very curious. Why is it so neat? It's just like these immortals. In the final moment before death, adjusted the direction of Africa in the same way. Is there anything over there? Lu Yao curiously asked first. That direction is for welcoming newcomers. Mu Zi replied. Why did they all look towards the direction of the new beginning? Lu Yao pressed for answers. This is our tradition. Because of the legend, the Pangu clan went there. So every immortal dies when the city faces the direction of welcoming new beginnings. Maxiu answered as a matter of course. Lu Yao nodded. There are tales of who see guarding the autumn. There are also those who say, my lord is in the north. Do not let me die facing south. Lu Yao didn't know. What kind of mentality is behind this tradition? Maybe both. So, Earth is rushing forward, also gathering the corpses of immortals and Africa seen everywhere along the way. Lin Zhu didn't know. The immortals sought help to break through the navigation route. How many sacrifices have been endured, but merely a trail of collected corpses. There were hundreds of people, Not to mention, still don't know how much more. Even the corpse is gone. Regarding this, Lin Zhu could only let out a sigh. Master, a checkpoint set up by an advanced civilization has been detected ahead. The voice of rejuvenation sounded. At the same time, holographic projections have also appeared. A defensive line made up of numerous turrets. These turrets block the entire channel, prevent smuggling activities from being discovered. This is just such a defense line, even if it's blocked tightly. Compared to the previous planetary fortress, it's just child's play. It's no wonder that revitalization is merely referred to as a hurdle. Don't stop. Charge straight ahead, Lin Zhu commanded. So, the Earth did not pause for a moment. It crashed straight through the dense barriers. But there is only a single layer of turret. Rushed in recklessly, only a scene of devastation remained after the barrier behind was breached. Just like that, a year has passed quickly. The Earth is in its orbit. After a year's voyage, broke through more than 10 barriers. Thousands of immortal corpses were also collected, gradually encountered more and more. Fleet of a higher civilization, these fleets are currently being withdrawn, resting at the rear. In the fierce battle of the sword of immortality, not only is the sacrifice enormous for the immortal sword, the united fleet of the advanced civilization also suffered great losses. So, these fleets were already scarred and battered, hit the muzzle of the Earth, without unexpected occurrences, crushed by the Earth as it collided recklessly. But Lin Zhu did not forget to capture some prisoners. It was confirmed that the Sword of Immortality is still holding on. This also made Lin Zhu breathe a sigh of relief. This chapter is not finished. Please click the next page to continue reading. Chapter 103. Being a dog that can become human is the greatest honor. Second, 3 pages. What he feared the most was finally arriving after all the hardships, but found that I was late, until a scarred planet appeared in front of Earth, filled with traces of gunpowder. It is clear that the battle star also needs to withdraw and regroup. That's right. This is the battle star. It's not like the previous fortress of planets, just modifying the planet, but a whole one built from nothing to something, a planet entirely dedicated to war. Mu Ziyu felt an instant connection the moment she saw this battle star. He recognized its identity. Battle star of the Yanachar civilization. It is the ultimate weapon of the Yanuar civilization. Construction began 50,000 years ago, built around 20,000 years ago. From that point on, the Yanohir civilization became the entire galaxy's one of the renowned overlords of advanced civilizations. Until later, humans emerged. Xianjian patrols the galaxy. The war star of the Yanakal civilization has finally calmed down. Mu Ziyu was introducing the identity of this war star to Lin Zhu. I remember you said before. This time, there are 5 stars surrounding the Sword of Immortality, coming from 5 advanced civilizations. Lin Zhu recalled some information that Mu Ziyu had mentioned a few years ago. Yes, these 5 advanced civilizations are related to the existence of battle stars. Once, they were the dominant rulers in the galaxy, until the appearance of humans. So these 5 advanced civilizations, it can also be said to be the civilization with the greatest opinions against humanity. It was just in that era. They could only choose to lie low, and now they finally couldn't hold back and jumped out. It is also because of these 5 hegemonic civilizations, leading the formation of a joint fleet. Only then will so many advanced civilizations join the alliance. But this war star, Lin Zhu felt a bit sentimental. This Yanohar civilization took 30,000 years to build, to become one of the dominant war stars in the galaxy, no matter from any perspective. It should be far superior to Earth. It's just a modified mobile planet. But Earth also has its own advantages. First is the level of human technology. It must be far superior to the Yanuar civilization. Whether it's a self-disciplined mechanical conglomerate, it's still the nanobots, and various weapons and equipment, etc. It is Earth that holds the advantage. Even the speed of the Earth's movement, they will far surpass the battle stars. As far as Muziu knows, the maximum speed of this war star is only 3 times the speed of light. This is also why the Allied forces want to obtain the immortal sword, the main reason for being trapped in spatial turbulence. The 5 battle stars of the Allied forces cannot catch up to the immortal sword. Even with the advantage of 5 battle stars, the Allied forces used spatial turbulence to trap the immortal sword. This is just the beginning. It can be said that the story of Xianjian is also quite profound. Mingming had already received help from a neutral advanced civilization, gained some intelligence. A high-level civilization has formed an alliance. The order intends to challenge human resilience. I didn't expect it to be related to the Sword and Fairy series. So many space bombs were placed along the road, and simultaneously detonate, created such a large-scale spatial turbulence. Come and trap the Sword of Immortality. As a result, actions were restricted. Under the siege of 5 battle stars, the Sword of Immortality is indeed in a precarious situation. But now the Earth faces only a war star, although the surrounding waterways are also chaotic currents of space. There is little room for the Earth to rotate while moving, but it's also better than facing 5 war stars at the same time in the immortal sword. Much better now. So the advantages of Earth's speed. Then it began to show its potential. Plus the advantages in technology. Ling Zhu is completely unafraid of this war star. Not long after the discovery of the Yanohar civilization's war star on Earth, they also discovered the existence of Earth. War is naturally on the brink of breaking out. The Yanohar civilization. This chapter is not finished. Please click next page to continue reading. Chapter 103. Being a dog that can serve humans is the greatest honor. Third, Sanni, originally prepared to rest on the rear star, from top to bottom, whether general or soldier. Everyone is frantically searching for all information about Earth. They don't understand. Clearly in a safe position behind. How did a war star suddenly appear? Due to the metallic layer of nanobot aggregates covering the Earth's surface. That is the dome of the Earth. It is clear that Earth has also become a battlefield. So, a large number of warships ascended from the battle star, a temporary warship formed by a large number of self-disciplined mechanical aggregates, also launched into space from Earth. Both sides in the cosmic space. Intense battles broke out. At the same time, the Earth itself relies on its greater speed, adopted the tactic of kite flying, handing the battle star, tried to avoid getting close to the battle star. After all, approaching will inevitably lead to losses in battle. If possible, we should try our best not to damage the recently restored ecosystem of the Earth. Soon, the battleship belonging to the battle star, unable to withstand the temporary battleship, gradually pressed back to the surface of the battle star. Some temporary warships are also in orbit above the battle star, destroyed by the endless artillery fire above the battle stars. After the temporary warship disintegrated, the perfectly functioning mechanical parts are integrated with each other, forming a new temporary battleship. Until this moment, the high-ranking officials on the war star Suddenly it dawned on me what it all meant. Self-discipline mechanism. Is that a self-regulating machine of humanity? It really is human. They have returned. How is that possible? How is this possible? They have all disappeared for over 10,000 years. It's impossible. We just started the uprising. They just came back, right? This is just too unreasonable. It's your fault. It's all your fault. I clearly said, a dog that can be human. It is the greatest honor. But what about you? Must resist. It's over now. All done. All done. How about, let's surrender. Yeah, although we brainwash below. Humans are brutally violent. Being caught would be worse than death. But we know ourselves. Humans are actually very kind to captives. In an instant, everyone fell silent. Can exist on this war star. They are the absolute highest tier of the Yanoher civilization. Compared to the previous supplies, the coalition of the distribution star system and the coalition on that planetary fortress. Those are just some, just the upper levels of an ordinary advanced civilization. It cannot be.